So as you're breathing into this moment, I'd like for you to really feel your feet on the ground. If you have your legs crossed, you might uncross them. And really feel that place where the feet and the ground meet. And now begin to bring your attention even further down past your feet, noticing, oh my goodness, there's so much earth below me. There's so much energy holding me in this moment, holding me, nurturing me in my body and in my spirit. And feeling that anchor of your feet, allowing them to even begin to extend down into that space, allowing the feet to find your energetic feet, to begin to move that feeling even farther. It's like you've just put on those platform shoes, but they're going way deep down into the earth. And as you continue to move your energetic feet like roots down deep into the earth, notice how your ankles begin to feel maybe, I'm noticing a lot of people's ankles are feeling a little more tingly. I'm noticing that there's a little bit of, there's a couple people that even feel their ankles feel a little hollow. Like you can begin to really feel that channel of bone there, that chamber that allows for the connection. And as we're working on this really, really specific place in our feet and our ankles, just acknowledging the anchoring. It's like the feet are disappearing, that your feet are becoming part of the earth. And in that earth is a well of energy that is so great. It supports life in all of its forms across all of the little centimeters of this planet. It is so great. It's bigger than you. And in that anchoring, acknowledging I'm connected to something so life-giving and so supporting and so much bigger than me. And as you take a moment to feel that connection, I'd like for you to bring your attention to the space in your heart, deep in the center of your heart. There's a little tree there. In the Indian tradition, they call it the celestial wishing tree. And on that tree is a bird that represents spirit. And in front of that tree is an altar. And in front of the altar is you, your divine essence, praying and kneeling at the altar of your life in front of the tree. And just finding yourself connected in your heart space to that sacred you that's always with you. That one that you call, oh, that divine me that walks in the shell of this physical body. That laughs and has friends and goes out to dinner and sleeps in, frolics in the snow. That sweet space of you that's living your life into every moment. You at the altar of your life. And from that place, using your imagination, begin to sip as if you're working with a straw, beginning to sip that energy up through the bottoms of the feet, that deep earth energy, all the way up, as if bringing it up on an elevator, up into the bottoms of the feet, up into the chambers of the bone, that hollow bone ripe with marrow. Bringing that energy up in through the lower legs, up, just up into the knee. And you might have the experience of your body almost losing its legs in some respect, but they seem perhaps to be anchored in light. That's the experience I'm feeling most predominantly, is that the legs are becoming like your light legs. And breathing that energy, sipping it up even through the knees and the hips, and then allowing it to bridge back into that central channel. You might even allow it to find its way into the spinal cord, spinal column, moving it up into the integrity of the middle body. And lift that connection with Mother Earth up into that heart space. Just feeling fed and supported in the lower body. And from that place in front of the altar of your life, in front of the tree of your life, there's an opportunity to be commanding here. Solidly grounded in your physical body. From here, I invite you to command, create an empowered call to the divine. Whatever that divine is that feels in right alignment with your belief, calling out from the base of the tree up to the sky, up through the upper parts of the chest and neck and out the crown of the head, calling down the divine to you. Calling down all of the stars in the universe to you. And maybe noticing it might be a faraway call. It might be that the call that you send out, you can feel it going up, outside of you, out through the top of your head. And now let's ask specifically for the return. Let's ask for the receiving of that energy. So let's invite Spirit to begin to stream down in answer of your empowered commanding. Of course, we're here to shower you with divine light and love. And allow that stream of light and love to come in through the top of the head. And you might even feel it. I felt this little feeling of, the color was blue and it sort of giggled almost as it hit the top of my head, and it's just running down that central channel like a nectar spirit, finding its easy way to the center of your heart. It's so easy. We have gravity to help us. We're in Earth School, so we can command, hey, use gravity, come on down. And so from here, notice the bridge of that central channel that connects you between heaven and earth. And I'm just going to support that in each of you. That channel that's like a river, a flowing river that feeds your body and emotions and clarity and relationships, in your voice, in your visions, in your dreams, your greatest desires to be here in a fully formed, fully perfect, fully supported physical body. a channel, a river that flows support in you creating through your heart's desires, and a river that holds the information of your special connection with the divine. And you might even begin to feel it like a river flowing down through you. And then, because you're very powerful, on command, you can reverse the river and allow that earth energy to come flowing up. And you might even notice the quality of that energy shift as you begin to bring earth up. It's a bit heavier, isn't it? It's a bit thicker. It's a bit earthier. And this river runs in two directions, feeding the all of you. So here, in this moment, perfectly anchored between the heaven and whatever you conceive that to be, and the earth, you standing in the river of your life, fully supported between heaven and earth. Just breathe with that for a few moments, feeling what that feels like to be you supported. The reminder is that we can ask for anything between these two poles. The earth that knows how to hold life and all of the cycles of life are at your disposal. And the heavens, those celestial energies that create and recreate, they're little, it's energy of creation, creating anything. And in that creating of anything, you actually have the opportunity to both create and dismantle. So if there's something in your life that's not serving, can be dismantled so that the soil is rich for the new life to be created. Just breathing in the power of this space, this grounded space. And I'm going to ask Spirit if the energy of Spirit will just do a cleansing and a clearing for each of us on this call and for anyone on the planet asking for healing at this time. And you might even feel it, like it just feels like, to me, my shoulders almost, they sort of moved up, because it was like these little, like raindrops is, I guess, divine raindrops is the best way I can describe it. But maybe you feel that cleansing through your own experience. And also asking for recalibration for where there is cleansing. We also want to invite whatever that process is that allows us into being ready for the renewal. So sometimes there's something that needs to disappear. Sometimes there's something that needs to be supported or made bigger or rejuvenated, but we're asking for all of that to set us in a place where we can step forward as a very empowered and clear energetic being. And so as we prepare to step forward, I'd like to set an environment into which we can vision ourselves stepping forward. So if it's comfortable for you, I'd like for you to imagine standing on a great stage with that beautiful red curtain behind you. in an auditorium of chairs in front of you. And as you step onto that stage, the lights come on, and you just look out to see and wonder who will come to support me in this performance of my life. And so finding yourself comfortable there on stage, knowing that you don't actually have to say any memorized lines or anything like that. There's nothing you can mess up here. And ask, let's ask first of the earth. Let's ask first of the earth. Earth, spirits of the earth, ancestors of the earth, my friends, the microbes, and their angels, come and fill my auditorium. Bring to me the allies of my earthly healing. Call them to your auditorium. And let's just sit with this for a minute. And notice. When we ask for allies to come, they might not have a form. They might not have a name. It might be a feeling of heaviness or a feeling of lightness. It might be checking in with your own feelings. So give yourself a minute to feel and experience your auditorium filling with your earth beings. You might feel in your body, noticing if your body begins to send signals of company. You might also have an experience of a color. Ask for a color to come for you. A color as an ally. Each color has its own vibration for your healing. And you might breathe that color around you. You might hear a sound. You might have a vision. Oh, there's something there off to my right side. Ask to know in any way that feels right and supportive for you that there is a presence of your earth allies waiting in the chairs to give you an ovation of support. Notice the qualities. Ask them to begin to cheer for you. Ask them to stand up for you. That's going to make me, it's making me cry a little to feel that company of earth allies arriving. Let them stand for you. Then if there's a way that they want to communicate with you, you can ask for that. Ask them, how do I call you to me? Is it a color? Colors tend to be a really powerful portal to the other dimensions. Is it a sound? Is it a hum? Is it a tone? Is it a tapping on a part of your body? And now ask for your allies from the divine realms, from the heavens. And see what happens to your auditorium. See what happens to that feeling as the lighter beings begin to come in. Notice if it gets a little noisy, because they tend to be more chatty in my experience. It's like they have all the wisdom or something like that, or they think they do. I don't know. I think we really need the earth beings too. But notice, I'm starting to hear this incessant chatter out in front of us. Maybe it's the rustling of all those wings. Maybe they can't fit in the chairs. I don't know. But watch them come in. Do they walk in from either side? Do they fall in from the sky? Do they just appear, these magical beings from far away? Do they have a color? I'm noticing in my own auditorium some blue beings showing up. Do yours have a color? Do they have a quality? I have one that looks like kind of wet and slimy. I hope he sits sort of to the back. I don't know. And do they have a feeling? Are they bringing with them a feeling or a sensation in your own body that allows you to know them as different from the other allies sitting there? Feeling in the physical body a sensation. I believe that perhaps we might be feeling more in the top part of our head, around that third eye. I almost feel all of our the limbic system kind of waking up, just kind of shaking and shuddering there. It's as if a little star is being placed inside the head, lighting it up. Notice if there's like a glow, if there's a warmth, if there's a temperature sensation that's being invited to you. And from here, there you are, standing on this stage, in this performance you call life, anchored between heaven and earth, in the company of an auditorium of allies. And I'd like for you to take a minute and just speak your intention for healing, whether it be physical, wishing for symptoms to disappear or blood sugar to lower, wishing for support, strength, renewal, rejuvenation, insight, wishing for sense of clarity about how to do your art as a healer. Ask from your heart for them to support you. And invite them in this moment to stand up and share with you the frequency of the standing ovation that they have arrived to share with you. That it's almost like a cacophony of love in all of these different vibrations, earth, heaven, intergalactic, all of these different vibrations coming to support you. And if you feel comfortable in your vision, you might open your arms wide with the lights shining right on you and say, I accept the gifts of your support. I accept the gifts of your support. I accept knowing you in my life as allies I can turn to. And if you so wish, you can ask them to move from their standing spot, fly behind you, and hold you in their wisdom, in their power, in their abilities to create meaningful change in your life, whatever that change is. The possibilities are endless and available. See what it feels like to have them at your back. And know that you can call them back to you in any given moment, at any given time. Feeling their applause and their support. And let's just take a few deep breaths and just bring ourselves back into this present room, this shared space. Maybe moving your feet a little bit. Maybe bringing some movement to your arms, kind of, I've got a body, I'm going to use it.